Hi, welcome. I'm glad you can make it. I love the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and one of the reasons I love it so much is because of all of the cool various power sets that our heroes possess. I mean,
well, we got everything nowadays. We got a guy who jumps, we got a guy who swings, we got a guy who crawls up the walls. You gotta be more specific. And he's like, I'm looking for a guy that shrinks.
And, of course,
he's fast and she's weird.
But powers aren't the only things that heroes and villains of this universe fight with. They also have some really cool and awesome weapons. So today I thought I would go over my top 10 picks for my favorite weapons in the MCU. Let's jump right into it. First, coming in at number 10, we have Loki's Scepter, or the Mind Stone. And we see this one in Avengers, Age of Ultron, and Endgame. And I love it for a number of reasons. The first being that it just looks awesome. I love the overall design and I want one. And then it can shoot laser blasts and is just an epic spear. Then in addition to that, it can be used to mind control people. I mean, it is just so cool and has so many uses. And then it contains the Mind Stone, which was used to create vision as well as being part of the complete Infinity Gauntlet. So yeah, that's really cool as well. So all of this just comes together to give it the 10th spot on the list. Next, in 9th, I have the Orb / the Power Stone, introduced in Guardians of the Galaxy. The Orb is a mysterious object that is later revealed to contain the Power Stone, and even before we know it has the Power Stone, I love how it is used in the movie, both as the thing that our heroes are searching for and trying to sell, as well as the way that Quill just impromptu uses it as a weapon. I mean, he just chucks it at a guy and takes him out with it. And all that before knowing it had immense power. I mean, it just gets better from there. Because when we do find out that it contains the Power Stone, it is just elevated to a whole new level. The Power Stone is used in some really cool ways in Guardians of the Galaxy, both in Ronan's hammer as well as in my favorite scene of that movie.
You're immortal! How?
You said it yourself. We're the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Then it is obviously part of the Infinity Gauntlet, and one of the stones we see Thanos use the most, because it is the first one he obtains. We see it used in some pretty interesting ways in Infinity War, but honestly, my favorite use of the stone is in Endgame, when Thanos uses it to just take out Captain Marvel with a punch. Coming in at 8th, I have the Shrink and Grow discs from Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp. These are definitely one of the most unique and interesting weapons in any of the movies, and they lead to some really creative and awesome action sequences, like the one with Thomas the Locomotive in Ant-Man, or the Pest Dispenser in Ant-Man and the Wasp. These little discs haven't been used a whole lot, but whenever they are, it is so much fun to watch, and I can't wait to see how they're used in the future. Personally, I really hope we see Scott use it in a future movie on one of his teammates. I mean, in the first Ant-Man, we see it grow an ant, so there's nothing saying that Scott couldn't be fighting with the Avengers, and then things aren't looking so good for the team, but then Scott yells, "Hey Spidey, need an upgrade?" Throws the disc, and then boom, 50-foot Spider-Man. 7th is Thanai's sword, and this one we really haven't seen a lot of, and there's a decent chance that we won't actually see it again. But we don't need to. It's awesome with how little we did see it. I mean, it's just Thanos took the blade off the Thanos copper and used it to kick butt. Enough said. 6, Captain America's shield.
When Captain America throws his mighty shield.
When coming up with this list, one of the hardest things for me was determining what actually counts as a weapon. Like, is Eagle a weapon? I mean, he wrecks people with rocks and stuff. Does that qualify him as a weapon? Is a spaceship a weapon? Or even is a shield a weapon? And at the end of the day, I decided that most certainly, yes, this is a weapon. Yes, it is a shield and was designed as a defensive tool, but if you're thinking that it is just a shield, I really think you should go watch the movies again. Because Steve most certainly doesn't mainly use it that way, and mainly uses it as an offensive weapon. And that's me saying offensive as in, like, attacking. The shield doesn't offend me. He obviously just destroys people with his shield, and I mean, it looks awesome. So for that reason, it makes the list. Now, in 5th is the gun that Coulson uses against Loki in The Avengers. I love Coulson, and if you haven't figured that out by now, I don't think you've seen many of my videos, and you should really go fix that. I could use some extra watch time. That would be awesome. Coulson's sacrifice in Avengers is so well done, and he manages to blast Loki with an awesome weapon, and that scene is just so good. We also do see it a couple of times in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but the few little moments we have with it and Coulson in the Avengers was enough for it to become my 5th favorite weapon in Marvel. 4th is Mjolnir, and Mjolnir is most certainly awesome throughout all the movies, but only actually becomes as amazing as it is after it is destroyed. Before Endgame came out, I probably would have ranked the hammer pretty high because it's Thor's weapon, and Thor is my favorite character. But kind of ironically, Endgame made it no longer Thor's weapon, and that's when it became the most awesome it has ever been. Cap wielding Mjolnir was so amazing, and something I have been hoping for a while. So, the hammer is just the best, but actually not, because it's only 4th. Moving on to 3rd. Number 3, we're in the Endgame now, and this spot goes to Iron Man's suits. This is another one that was like, yeah, is that a weapon? And, you know, I decided that I'd say that it is. Throughout the movies, Tony Stark has made so many different suits, and seeing the evolution from Iron Man to Endgame is just so cool. I love seeing all the different suits in Iron Man 3, and I stand by the fact that it is the biggest missed opportunity in Endgame. They didn't have another scene like that. I love the bleeding edge armor in Infinity War. That suit-up scene is just on point. And the suitcase suit from Iron Man 2 will never stop being awesome. He has just had so many different suits with so many individual weapons and uses. And I'm even going to include the rescue suit on this list because, I mean, it's basically an Iron Man suit made by Tony Stark, and this is my list, so I can do what I want. In the penultimate position of number 2, we have the Infinity Gauntlet. Infinity War has some of my favorite action scenes in cinematic history, and that is due in no small part to the Infinity Gauntlet. Personally, I love absolutely everything that happens on Titan. There's just so much wonderful stuff to enjoy there. But the fight between Strange and Thanos is just so good because of the mix of powers that both Strange's magic and the Gauntlet provide. And then there's just all the other wonderful scenes on Titan where Thanos uses the Infinity Gauntlet to do all sorts of crazy things. I mean, he throws a flippity-dang moon, for crying out loud. They were just able to take the immense power of the Infinity Gauntlet and write it in such a way so that it is so enjoyable to watch Thanos lay waste to the Avengers with it. And then there's the snap, one of the most shocking and amazing moments in a movie ever. I think the Iron Infinity Gauntlet actually looks cooler, but we haven't seen it do like even a tenth of the stuff that the regular Infinity Gauntlet has done, so for this ranking I had to choose the original Gauntlet. Taking the top spot for my favorite weapon in the MCU is, as you probably guessed, Scarlett Johansson. Wait, what the? I didn't write that. Sorry about that. Really taking the top spot as my favorite weapon is Stormbreaker. As I've previously mentioned in this video, Thor is my favorite character, so of course his awesome new axe takes the top spot. And I mean, it's responsible for this scene.
Bring me Thanos!
So yeah, how could I not put it as number 1? But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and what do you think of my list? Let me know down in the comments any weapons you think I missed or anything you would change. And I do really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it, and you can share it with your friends. And if you want to be sure that you never miss a video from me in the future, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. But anyways, you can click over here to watch a video about me talking about something else Marvel. I'm not actually sure, and I can't think of one to plug right now. Or you can click over here to watch me talking about who Red Guardian is. So anyways, that's all I've got for you today. I'll see you next time. Captain America's shield. Whoa, that like wrecks my audio. 6, Captain America's shield. Did you hear that one? Could you hear it, or did it wreck my audio too much?